It was not a courageous whistleblower or a hated cast member that leaked it. At 2:14 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, a dark, grainy 2-minute video emerged on a fan-run Reddit thread out of the digital shadow. Initially, it was apparently nothing more than fragmented backstage noise, a tiled hallway filled with low murmur, the rustle of paper, and the occasional thud of footsteps. Yet the voices were instantly recognizable to fans, and the whole thing changed due to the nature of what was being discussed. Breathlessly whispering off camera, Robyn Brown spoke in sharp, clipped tone. She's planning something. Meri has been talking to people outside the family who support her in going public. If she leaves with the truth, you won't comprehend it. Kody's finished. We're done. Then Kody's voice was heard, weary but furious. She lacks courage. She has been threatening this for years, but we bury her with edits. In the event that she does speak, her image is ours. TLC isn't going to be behind her. A level-headed, business-sounding voice replied, maybe a producer. Kody, we don't own anyone anymore. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Reality Recap. Thumbs up this video, please. That's when the internet lost. Fans had theorized for years about Robyn's influence on Meri's family narrative, but now there was proof. Not just stress or prejudice, but deliberate manipulation and systematic suppression. But the video was just the beginning. A wildfire spread. Far from Flagstaff, in the quiet snow town of Perron, Utah, Meri Brown sat cross-legged in Liz's heritage room. Her phone buzzed relentlessly on the armrest beside her, a steaming mug of tea balanced in her hand. The video had gone viral. Producers, former cast members, reporters, podcasters, and even former therapists bombarded her inbox, all asking for a quote, a statement, or a confession. But Meri was prepared. She had been recording for months, filming video diaries every night when the world was hushed and cameras were off. These raw, unedited pieces were of just her face, her voice, and her pain. In one, recorded only weeks ago, she looked into the camera with eyes brimming with tears and said, "They think I won't go out, that I'm too scared. But to salvage the show, the brand, or Kody's ego, I bit my tongue. Now I'm done. I can no longer remain silent." Leaving Robyn without being labeled unstable was practically impossible. She had years of experience in this world. But I'm still leaving, and I will tell the truth. The production team had been aware of rumors of sabotage for months. Some camera people and associate producers admitted that whenever Meri talked about independence, there were bizarre incidents and sudden script changes after. One told her she was always steered away from independent storyline. If Meri tried to talk about therapy, recovery, or a life outside the family, her portrayal would suddenly shift, cold, distant, or callous. Yet the paper trail was worse. A private note from TLC's PR department, written by an unnamed source, warned, "We are concerned about Meri's emotional stability. Robyn Brown has reached out to multiple podcast producers, mental health experts, and potential sponsors Meri has contacted. The network does not approve of these affiliations. We recommend review of Robyn's outside communication privileges with all due haste." This was not only interference, it was control. Then he dropped a bombshell, an electronic version of a cease and desist letter signed by Robyn Brown and sent to a new podcast site that had reportedly offered Meri an exclusive interview. The letter demanded the show stop soliciting or airing any content featuring Meri that would harm Robyn or Kody's public image. But by then, it was too late. Fans had already begun to wonder why Kody Brown hadn't been featured on the show in nearly a month. The leak answered that question as well. Another shaky video featured Kody's voice escalating, growing more explosive and visibly upset. "She's ungrateful. She wants to destroy everything I built for her. What is it about? A story? A victim complex?" The producers had to do something. They called security. Kody Brown was officially suspended from taping Sister Wives for the very first time in the show's history. Although TLC never issued a formal press release, leaked internal HR documents revealed why. Following a fight with production crew and refusal to listen to producer direction, Kody would be temporarily taken out of production for 18 days. Robyn and everyone else were devastated. The absence of Kody exposed cracks in her fortress, not because he had overstepped a line, but because she had habitually relied on domination through closeness. Kody was her lifesaver for years. If he was around, he could rewrite the story to protect her, apologize for her sobbing. But now that he was gone, producers began mining through hours of unseen footage, feuds, manipulations, passive-aggressive wars, and entire episodes discarded mid-season. Robyn's reign of silence was at an end. Christine was the first to speak up, quietly but unambiguously. When she was asked in an Instagram Q&A if Meri had been treated unfairly behind the scenes, Christine was prompt. "I think Meri's story was manipulated so that she was the problem. But I know that there were other factors." Janelle was blunter on a podcast when questioned regarding the leak. "There has been a lot of silence over the years, silence that covered up people who didn't deserve it. I stand by Meri if she wants to speak now. She is owed that." Christine's son, Michael T. Padrone, issued an ominous comment. "Y'all aren't ready for what's coming. Believe me." Then came the picture, a dark, monochrome Instagram story without caption, of Meri's hand clenched firmly around the original lease of her Las Vegas home. Dangling from it was a sticky note to be worn off with unmistakable script by Robyn. "Don't discuss this with anyone yet, please. Let's handle this internally." The picture needed no caption. For family loyalty, Robyn had arranged Meri's quiet in a time of her life, behind the scenes, planning a future for herself with Cody. Around the globe simultaneously, the #LetMeriSpeak hashtag was trending. In private, TLC management had emergency meetings. Ours was an internal memo that revealed a hard reality. Their role was not to protect fabrication. They needed to reconsider whether cast members were being bullied or manipulated off camera. Transparency was soon going to be the new editorial direction. In a nutshell, the network was going to turn against Robyn. Reportedly, the producers pushed Meri to go on camera, but she refused. Instead, she was spotted jetting off to Los Angeles with a previous Sister Wives producer who quit the show in 2021 and was notorious for fighting with Robyn and Cody about their immoral boardroom dramatization. They weren't going in to meet with TLC. They had a literary agent to join them. Meanwhile, Cody was also seen walking around a Flagstaff courthouse, shabby and alone, with a stack of papers under his arm related to contractual non-disclosure. Sources indicate that he's suing to keep Meri from posting her video diary. Legal sources, however, doubt that his case will fly. There might not be an official NDA by the time the divorce occurs, and Robyn is no longer on the scene. Sneakily, Robyn's cameo page was removed. Behind the scenes, she complained to friends that she felt betrayed by the show and believed that the producers were leading everything against her. But an experienced producer told a tabloid, "We didn't manipulate anything. We just stopped covering for her." The family, previously pictured together sporting identical tops, was now fractured, muted, angry, or cold as July approached. And what about the fans? They weren't simply sitting there observing. They were sitting there observing because silence wasn't an option anymore, and Meri Brown was just getting started. And so at midnight, the very first video went live. No teaser, no beautiful graphics, just reality. From Liz's porch was a small YouTube channel with only one video entitled "The Uncensored Journal of Meri, Before They Rewrite Me." The screen dissolved into one shot of Meri sitting on an old wooden swing outside Liz's family home, wearing. She wore a heavy gray sweater, her voice raspy from the cold, or maybe from the years of silence she'd endured. Sitting, snow falling gently in the background, Meri spoke. "I gave it all I had to them. When I wanted to scream, I was silent. When I was manipulated, I stayed loyal. When they showed me doctored lies, I accepted. But this is my voice now. I am the only one who can shape it." That introduction had only lasted a little more than 8 minutes. She wouldn't call any names yet, but every sentence cut like a silent knife. She spoke about a man who used her pain, about sister wives weaponizing worry and viewing her pain distorted into mistrust. By daybreak, the clip was viewed as many as 3.2 million times, and still, Robyn Brown had said nothing. Panic generalized to all departments in TLC headquarters. Meri's solo release hadn't broken any existing contracts. Her work was on her own, and she'd honored her post-divorce non-compete clause. Legal personnel couldn't prevent her from releasing it. PR couldn't deflect. Producers couldn't edit her out. What began as a sidebar story, Kody's collapse, became the headliner. Meri made 2 further postings during the following week. She explained the notorious Las Vegas maneuver, telling about the urgency to sell fast, move in a hurry, and not wonder why wives were held up while others were hurried along. "We look more together on camera the sooner we get out," Robyn had told her. But no one budged except Meri when the cameras were turned off. She paid for the moving truck out of her own pocket. Kody wasn't even sure what day she left. Her voice became frosty as she described the backroom arm-twisting producers had to do in eliminating any scenes that violated the cohesion narrative, exposing the deceit in editing. When Robyn's off-camera remarks brought Meri to tears in a confessional, not because of Kody, it was edited out. The producers told her that it would confuse the audience. "How can you confuse them?" Meri stared directly into the camera, questioning. Fangirls pieced together reality using leaked scripts, timestamps, and Meri's diary vlogs. The boards went wild with posts like, "The clip they edited out to save Robyn's reputation," "Kody's gaslighting timeline," and "Did Meri call the Vegas plan correctly? Even the mass media caught on." Entertainment Tonight did a story entitled "The Wife They Tried to Erase." A View guest host spent 6 minutes praising Meri's courage to resist patriarchal, polygamist PR manipulation. And what about Kody? Finally, he broke under the pressure. On July 10th, Kody Brown sued in Coconino County Court for an injunction to prevent Meri from uploading her videos. He charged her with breaching mutual privacy agreements and willfully harming the Brown family brand. In the 57-page complaint, he requested $230,000 in damages as well as a gag order at the hands of a court. Meri responded in under 24 hours, but not through an attorney. Instead, she humorlessly laughed as she began her video. "It's a brand now, isn't it? I thought it was a family." She showed a copy of a signed draft for an NDA between families that she said Robyn herself had drafted in 2020 after a raging money war. Christine had rejected it, and it never came into effect. "You're ashamed of my past, so you're not going to claim it," Meri said. "You let people call me broken, passive, and cold. You let Robyn label my silence as unstable. I am not unstable. I am free." Supporters rallied with supportive messages, many survivors of abuse and dishonesty who saw themselves in Meri's story. She had moved beyond the ranks of reality TV star. She was becoming a symbol. And what of Kody's lawsuit? Publicly mocked, it was described as weak, performative, and bound to fail spectacularly by attorneys. And it did so. In less than 10 days, the court rejected the injunction. The same day, Robyn's estranged half-sister Belle released a 45-minute teardown to TikTok that went by the name of "Want to See the Real Robyn? Take a Seat." As revealed by Belle, Robyn had controlled and manipulated people from adolescence, deciding on their behalf using guilt, crying, and religious coercion for years. "She's built this version of herself very carefully," Belle explained. Kody wanted someone who would cry when he twisted the knife, so she chose him. Belle added that Robyn had spoken to several relatives and had asked them to call Meri and beg her to end it. But Meri doesn't owe anyone her silence anymore. No one does. In a matter of one day, the clip had 10 million views. Under pressure, Robyn made a brief, cringeworthy statement through her publicist. "The manipulation of family dynamics for public entertainment saddens me. I still care very much for every wife and have never silenced Meri or anyone else." This further added to the problem. Meanwhile, TLC redesigned the promotional trailer for Season 2 with no fanfare. Initially centered on Robyn and Kody's new beginning, the new teaser shifted attention to Meri, Christine, and Janelle. The mood shifted from happy to threatening. Meri walked around her empty Flagstaff rental home. Producers faced Christine in her kitchen. Janelle's voice shook as she confessed, "For too long, none of us spoke, and that silence hurt us." In one teased but unaired scene, Robyn appeared in a private production meeting. Through a thin partition, her voice rang out, "Desperate and urgent, you're not getting it!" The entire story changed if Meri told the truth. TLC was no longer simply allowing Meri to speak. They were handing her the spotlight. And Kody Brown lost his life apart, his story, his family, his hold slipping away. Somewhere behind a shut door in Flagstaff, he had lost the story that he thought was his own. The appearances of Robyn and Kody on the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all shows disappointed the fans. They were set to dodge critical questions from host Suki Krishnan. As accusations of favoritism brought Kody's former wives, Meri, Christine, and Janelle, near him, attention turned to Robyn and Kody's union. Kody was left to face the consequences on his own once Robyn and the rest of the wives withdrew. His reactions to the divorces ranged from acknowledgement of self to defiance, but he appeared overwhelmed by the pressure. The growing alienation between Kody and his older children only stretched the family chasm. Even though the 4 tell-all episodes are a quasi-reunion for Sister Wives Season 19, Kody and Robyn declined numerous opportunities to be open, earning even more derision. Suki asked Robyn why she always refused to watch previous shows broadcast during the specials. At the end of the first tell-all episode, the focus was on Janelle's relationship with Kody and her feeling she could not speak freely about Robyn or home issues without incurring his wrath. Robyn addressed Suki directly, asserting that she didn't watch the episodes because they were disturbing. But the viewers couldn't help but notice the smile playing on her lips whenever such clips were shown. When questioned whether she thought Kody was a failure for not being able to make his marriages succeed, Robyn said all the marriages failed, not even Kody's. She did not specifically accuse him, but named the others as well. Robyn admitted Kody's criticisms were in excess, as were Janelle's, Christine's, and Meri's. She blamed Kody because she named him, but she would not blame herself alone, pointing fingers at the others as well. Robyn had called the clips harmful and said that she didn't wish to relive them. Although Kody claimed to be open and available to his wives, his actions bore witness against him. He didn't, however. When his wives first walked out, Kody appeared shocked and would not take any blame or responsibility. Janelle's, Christine's, and Meri's walkouts were in large part caused by this. Not only did Robyn get special treatment, but Kody outright denied it. In a video shown at the tell-all, Janelle and Kody discussed some of the problems in their marriage and his attempts to make things right. When Kody asked her if there was any hope that they might get back together, Janelle replied with harsh honesty, they didn't even inhabit the same universe anymore. He wants a wife to act differently than I do, she acknowledged honestly, nailing the source of what didn't work. When Janelle tried to talk about things that mattered to Robyn, Kody went cold. If I can't say anything, then let's just not do it. I don't really feel like, Janelle said in response to his threat, don't go down that road. The video kept revealing that this was always thus whenever Robyn, Kody's pet cow, was involved. His subsequent marriages failed because Robyn could not be faulted, again demonstrating Kody's patent partiality towards her. That partiality was the reason for the breakdown of the family. Kody believes Robyn to be perfect even at the expense of destroying his other marriages. He is not able to accept this, put his earlier wives in an atrocious position, and quitting was likely the sole manner in which they managed to find some relief. Throughout the tell-all specials, Kody was surprisingly quiet for a man who has spent 19 years living his life on reality television. Apparently, there's good reason that he and Robyn don't speak of the issues. Either they don't have anything to hide because they believe that they did nothing that was wrong, or they don't want the controversy if they put it all out there. For those who think Kody is biased toward Robyn, the fact that he's intensified his devotion to her almost confirms that suspicion. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates like this. Thanks, everyone.